You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
We're live. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour. It's the Man Cave Happy Hour. Whiskey, cigars, spirits, and stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
Hi, Jamie. I'm Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Matt Fox. It's been a day.
Yes, and we've taken Northville, Podcast Detroit, on the road.
We are traveling today.
Yes, we are at the in Dearborn.
Yes.
There are two locations, but we are at the Dearborn location of the Rusted Crow Distillery, the actual distilling facility.
Yes, this is what I like to call a micro distillery, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is where you do all of your distilling here, and then you take it to your other location. Do I understand all that right?
That's correct.
And with us today, Andrew Starnes. He is self-admittedly a mad alchemist.
Indeed.
Oh, probably head bottle washer too.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of hats under this
cook?
wizard has. Yeah, we do pretty much everything.
All right.
Awesome.
So, Andrew, tell me about your childhood.
Grew up actually not too far from here in Garden City.
Okay.
So still live over that way. And, I was always the little kid that went to the pop machine and, was mixing root beer and Coke and, see what kind of tastes like. So,
Same.
Yeah, yeah. Fast forward and now I'm mixing different boozes and, liquid libations.
I never thought about that. Here we are experimenting.
I was bartending, back in diapers.
I'm at the movie theater and I got a little bit of Coke, a little bit of Sprite. Next thing you know, that's too sweet. Then I put a little more Dr. Pepper in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Weasel the juice at the 7-Eleven.
Exactly. You know what? I'm going to have a Slurpee with this, and this in it.
Exactly.
But Andrew, you did have some training, right? For what is your title here besides Mad Alchemist? It's,
kind
the
of
official?
jack of all trades, head distiller. So I'm in charge of all the production, the spirits, fermentation, distillation. Then I have a couple other people I work with as far as production, bottling.
All right.
Okay.
So do you let them handle the bottling and you just kind of manage that process for them?
Yeah, I pretty much mix up all the magic and potions, give it to them, and then they make it look pretty.
So how were you trained? Was there some schooling involved in this?
Kind of started as a hotel night auditor and got tired of working night shifts. So I was YouTubing, reading a lot of documents, and took a couple classes.
Getting paid to work.
Yeah, of course. Gotta use my resources.
Yeah, right.
So I took a weekend class at Michigan State that kind of really dipped my toes in the process, and then went out to Seattle for the American Distilling Institute conference, kind of learning and seeing how other distilleries are going, because the West Coast kind of was really at the forefront of distilling and production.
How long ago was that?
That was about 6 years ago now.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So that's when I ran into the owner of Rusted Crow, Joe Schiebel, on just kind of a street corner.
Okay.
We were both waiting for shuttles to tour the city, and we exchanged information. And
it's kind of serendipitous. You run into someone from Detroit. You're from Detroit in Garden City, and you're like, hey. Let's do this. Right?
Oh, even crazier is he lives in Dearborn Heights, so we literally were like neighbors.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so talk about the universe putting together our combined forces.
It's like a Disney ride in here. Man.
So you were like here from the beginning with Joe as he launched this idea.
He had a couple products out, so he had the vodka, gin, and rum, and then I came aboard to do the moonshine, then kind of taking over, going forward.
Yeah. All right. And how long has that been? When did Joe launch this, and when did you join in?
This location opened in December 2014.
Okay.
And then I came on board in February 2015, so just a couple months after the doors were open.
Nice. So you've been doing this ever since?
Yep.
Excellent.
Love it. The place is amazing. Joe has some background. And his background, he comes from the automotive, but it was the displays for the automotive, and it shows in the design of the Rusted Crow facilities. I mean, if people are watching the Facebook or find the
just
video,
this mural right behind me.
The places are simply amazing. It's very What would you call it, Matt?
God, you know, it's rustic, it's goth, a little bit of goth in there as well.
Steampunk is
the-
definitely
steampunk
we're going
sounds
after.
great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I didn't want to pigeonhole. But yeah,
Yeah.
very steampunky, but it's
rustic. I love
yeah,
that.
it's very
Yeah.
well done. It's just a lot of attention to detail to kind of really create a vibe in here. And,
Which is fun, you know, compared to here is more of a more intimate speakeasy kind of vibe, you know, cocktail conversation compared to our downtown restaurant. You know, it's much more larger, busier, has a full food menu. So, you know, it's two different vibes, but, you know, we definitely work off of each other.
But this is the tasting room,
Yeah,
right? This
that's
is
where it
you
all
come
starts.
just to really taste it all first, and then you can experience the rest of what
Yep.
Rusted Crow has to offer, right?
And there's a full menu. I was looking at the menu. There's like a full menu. It's a full blown restaurant. Do you have a head chef down there?
Yeah, we have, you know, about 14, 15 craft beers on tap, a full Americana, you know, menu, burgers, entrees, salads.
Perfect.
Yep.
Great pairings in there. I would
Exactly.
imagine.
Right next to, you know, LCA, Comerica. So, you know, if you're
Yeah.
going down for an event, great place to go to.
And again, just to go in and see it, it's something to see. Both places, absolutely something to see. Saw some photos. Didn't make it to Autorama, but saw some photos. You guys have a rat ride.
Yeah.
A Rusted Crow kind of is a rat ride. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's very cool. Where's the car? I want to get. I
Yeah,
want to
you're
jump.
parked in the, you know, the Batmobile cave right now.
all right.
Well, yeah, Joe actually had that car before the distillery even opened up, so he kind of had, you know,
Marketing.
he had the marketing mobile built, and you know that's how I kind of knew about him because he was taking to car shows.
Yeah.
So you'd see this cool rustic, you know, rat rod driving around.
Yeah.
And then, you know, come to find out, like, oh, it's the guy opening up a distillery.
Yeah.
So it works perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, let's talk about the juice. So he started out, let's get to drinking.
Right.
All right. So he started out with the, like many distilleries do, because they're quicker to make and quicker to turn around. Started out with the clear liquids.
Yep.
So what was on the menu first? And that was a little bit before your time. But what did he start with, and what do you have now as far as the clear liquids go?
Yeah, he started with the Detroit steam vodka. So the vodka was the easiest, fastest produced. Then we had the Gin Stash Gin, and then Davy Jones rum. So they're all, you know, clear spirits. You know, get stuff out on shelves and kind of start growing a brand and recognition from there.
Sure.
And then we started making the Murder Mint and Moonshine.
Moonshine.
oh,
There's
yeah.
a story behind that.
Indeed. Which is cool story about that. It's actually based for the Battle for Frenchtown. Monroe, Michigan has a monument to that battle.
Oh.
So we drop a little knowledge while we're getting you know, intoxicated at the same time.
Of course.
Then after that, we introduced our Ginger Devil, which is our spiced whiskey, aged 6 months with cinnamon, ginger, and graham cracker. And then we have our tea-flavored Grey Stash, which is our Earl Grey tea-flavored gin.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Was
So
it gin stash?
Yeah.
Is that what that is, or is that different?
Yeah, so it's the Gin Stash, actually just flavored with tea.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the, like, standing out for you guys? Is something catching on? What's the most popular thing that you guys have?
Yeah, our number one product is our Detroit steam vodka. You know,
Okay.
more people are drinking, you know, vodka compared to anything. But our Ginger Devil, our spiced whiskey, definitely is, you know, become almost our number 2 seller. That's been, you know, released, just only a year or two, and it's really taken off. You know, something, you know, real sweet, got a little kick, you know, pretty much as Christmas in a bottle, as I tell people.
Okay.
Right. So as you know, what you have back in the back of the building here, it's just like it's liquid in time.
Yeah.
You know, you just have a lot of time going on back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got things that are aging for a while, and I'm really interested to know, you know, how much longer it's going to be out back there for, and what's next for you guys.
Yeah, we got some stuff that's been aging for, you know, 5 years. So that's when we started, you know, putting in the bottles now.
Yeah.
So we got some experiments, some unique mash bills, some, you know, blue corn bourbon, some rye whiskey, you know, maybe do special blended releases. So hopefully we'll be coming out with more stuff throughout this year.
Croce's a little off, so it's time in a bottle. So
So yeah. I mean, you got to be pretty excited, because some of the things that you initially distilled, 5-6 years ago, are finally making their way out of the barrels. Is there anything that's been like surprisingly good or surprisingly not what you expected?
Redistill, maybe?
Yeah, what it's crazy when you're kind of sitting on your hands trying to figure out what it's going to taste like after a while. So the wheat whiskey, when I pulled a sample, had an awesome nose, smelled like a butter popcorn, like you go to a movie theater, and it's like I never even smelled anything like this before.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting, actually we get ready to put it into a bottle if it holds up and has that.
Okay.
Right.
So this is going to be a 5-year?
Probably be a 4 or 5 year.
4 or 5 year?
Yep.
All right.
And then also the rye whiskey, has a real methanol kind of eucalyptus, taste and weird. So we'll see how things going to round out as it keeps
I
going.
wonder what the lignins are going to do to you on that one. So
Yeah.
I'm curious.
All right, so the one that has is there a name for it? Do you guys have is it a name for it?
Yeah, all of our whiskeys and bourbons are going to be following the Rust Belt line.
Okay.
Which is what do we have showcased right here.
Okay.
So here we have our 2 year, 2 years straight, which is 86 proof. And then we have our 4-year bottle and bond, which is 100 proof.
Oh, that's very cool because today is the Bottled and Bond Day. Somebody on the internet says, please sign this petition to make it a national holiday. But 1897, back in 1897, the Bottled and Bond Act was passed. Colonel E.H. Taylor, there's still a brand out there under that name. But he was an advocate for, because back in the day, people were selling,
Snake oil,
They were putting stuff
they
in
were flavoring it with tobacco and spit and chaw and calling it bourbon and selling it. So he was looking for the purity of it, and he was very instrumental in getting that Bottled and Bond Act passed back in 1897 on this day. Doesn't matter, whenever it was, one podcast play, but ironically enough, so the thing about Bottled and Bond, it's one season from one distillery, so it has to be one season, one distillery, in a bonded warehouse, and then it has to sit at least 4 years.
Right, federally regulated.
And then, and then it needs to be bottled at 100 proof. So there you go. And so this is so is this a bonded facility? Is it?
Yeah, we have the spirits in the background is the bonded facility.
Okay.
So that's
so you got some of them surveyors coming in here and
oh yeah, make sure everything's
revenuers coming by. Look, Ma, the revenuers are coming. But yeah, all right. So so that's the thing, right? They have to come and they check, right? Okay. And but taxes, right? So some of the big stories from the bigger distilleries is they have all these barrels sitting, and you're paying taxes on these barrels as they sit, and you have no idea.
Being missed out on.
Yeah, no.
And you're losing on product from Angel Share, and
exactly.
You fill it up with 53 gallons, and by the time you're ready, you only got 10.
So we've talked about Angel Shares before, right? And that's what evaporates. Do I understand that right? Yeah.
So as a Michigan distiller, are you subject to the same taxes?
Same taxes and rules. So Michigan does have different taxing rate than Kentucky does.
Okay.
But on the federal level, we're all pretty much the same ballpark.
Same, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I did. I was curious about that. So. All right, so can you break down can we try? Are we going to try?
Yep.
All right, awesome. So let's start low and go high.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, that's how it's supposed to work. But I always buy high and sell low. So.
Yeah. So the Rust Belt bourbon, and so which one is this again? It's the Rust Belt bourbon.
86 proof, I think.
Yep, this is the 2 years, so it's 86 proof.
2 year. All right.
So
take one down, pass it around.
The mash bill on this is 70% corn, 15% rye, and 15% barley.
All right.
A little spilled on my hand, and that I'm kind of getting ahead of you.
Waste not, want not.
But wow,
you gotta.
That's gotta.
We gotta talk about the packaging too.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that after we sniff it up.
Yeah.
I sniff my microphone. I'm sniffing. It's talking to that. Sniff that, idiot boy. All right.
That I always get. I like to always talk about it. It's caramel. I always get that caramel on the nose, but it's the first time nosing it.
Yeah. I'm
down.
trying to see if I'm getting anything floral in there or not.
That's got a really sweet note on it. Very crisp at that.
Mm-hmm.
These were just sitting out. these were not refrigerated. They were just sitting out.
I mean,
right?
it was a little chilly, but coming from my trunk of my car because
okay,
this is
fair
my
enough.
sales pack. But
All right, there you go. But yeah, it's got a very sweet right off the get go on the 86.
All right.
What do you think, Jamie? What are you getting off of that? I'm just getting
I'm
sweet notes.
Yeah, there's a little floral. I'm trying to pick what floral there is in there. It's not flowery, but there's a slight floral in there. And now that I've had a sip and I'm smelling it again,
warms up your tongue, a little bit with the second hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, it there's not a lot of heat, but it does stick around for a little while.
Yeah, it
really
lingers.
Does stick around. It does linger in a very, very nice way, very warm way.
Yeah.
Even though it was chilly on it because it was in your car, it's very warm.
Yeah. So real good and delicious in cocktails. Great by itself.
Yeah. And we always try it neat first.
Yeah.
We want to try it at its essence.
Yeah, you don't want to jazz it up at all.
So, tell us about your still, right? You have the one still in the back. Do you do everything out of that? And
So we do everything out of that. It's a 400-gallon pot still.
Okay.
Initially, we started off with a 100-gallon, and just with production, we had to kind of ramp up a bigger
good.
beast.
Of course. Yeah, you want that. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a local guy actually helped the fabrication, a lot of the metal work in the distillery. Cliff Borlace, he helped us put all that together. So we took our old still, cut the bottom off it, and put it onto a 300-gallon tank, and then kind of Frankensteined it together.
Wow.
you guys are mad scientists.
Indeed.
I love it.
Yeah.
So we've talked to some micro and nano distilleries.
Yeah.
This isn't a nano one by any means, but these smaller distilleries and getting a still and making the decisions on that's a big part of it.
Oh yeah.
It really creates your profile and
Definitely.
So doing the different spirits in it, what's the changeover like? How often are you running it, and what do you run?
Yeah, usually, if I'm, making a moonshine, I may, clean it out between doing a rum just because I don't want that corn to carry over.
Sure.
So it depends on kind of the base substrate that I'm using and making. And then, obviously, in making gin, I don't want the flavor of all that to
You just
carry
want
into
straight
a vodka.
juniper more than anything else.
Yeah. So it depends on, what the production schedule is like, that we're not cross-contaminating flavors.
Of course.
How is it running 24/7? Or you
Yeah,
got something cooking all the time?
Yeah, it depends on, obviously once it warms up and people start drinking again, we'll start cooking, probably something weekly. If not, definitely every other month.
Awesome. And everything is done here on site.
Yep.
All of your. I thought I read that you have all local products that are coming in to help you.
Yeah.
Materials and what have you. It's all.
Yeah,
local
where are you
products
getting
and materials.
sourcing your?
Yeah,
materials?
most of our grain is coming from local farms, either in Saline, Dexter. So we try to get most of our stuff from here. Obviously, we do have to get some of our malts from other locations, just because there's not that much malting going on in Michigan.
Right.
But most of our products, most of the bottles and labeling stuff comes from Michigan or local.
Excellent. Thank you for supporting local.
Yeah.
It's incredibly important. We all stick together.
That's what I tell people. Drink local. If you're not going to drink my stuff, at least drink a local brewery or other distillery. Share the wealth.
Yeah,
There are just some great locals popping up. I'm getting a ton of maple.
Are you?
Now that I've had like 2 sips?
Yeah.
3
Let it
sips.
open up and kind of tell you it's the secrets.
I got I'm getting a ton of maple out of this now. I like that.
Yeah.
And I'm digging the flavor. The first sip had a little ethanol in it, not a lot.
Sure.
Sometimes the micros, it's a little ethanol-y. There was some on the first sip. I'm not getting it now on sip 4.
Thank you for the healthy pour, by the way.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
So there's so much going on within here. So tell me a little bit more about what else you have going on, because you have the Bottle and Bond, you have the Rusted Belt.
Yep.
What other? I need to know more about this gin stash. Tell me a little bit about the gin stash. That you guys have going
What floral is in there, right?
Yeah, we use juniper, cardamom, coriander. We didn't want something that tasted like you're, munching a bunch of pine cones. The more English style gins.
yeah.
So we scaled that back. I guess the trend is more American contemporary, where you're tasting more of the the lemon peel or the lime peel. Such much more citrus forward gin. I almost say it's like a starter gin because gin essentially is flavored vodka. So that's why have people try our vodka, which is the base for our gin, and then try the gin. I think a lot of people that had a bad story or experience with it, can definitely appreciate the product.
Had a bad experience.
Yeah, gin makes you sin, they say.
Gin makes you sin.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Can I use that? Can I hashtag that?
I didn't make it, so
No, that was fine. That was fine. All right, so the bottles are a riot too. I mean, these are heavy bottles. If someone goes over to the Facebook, they can see there's like a big metal plate on each side of it, bolted.
It's a really pretty bottle. It really is.
Yeah, it adds to the weight of it. It's very unique.
It's the home run swing as far as designing a packaging bottle. Like there's nothing out there that's going to look like that.
Not at all.
No, I mean the juice is nice.
Yeah.
The bottle's amazing. You get that on your shelf, and people are like, "Oh, what
is that?"
Yeah.
Does that help? Do you think that helps in the store?
Definitely, when I go to accounts, people first try it and pull out of the bag, like the wow factor definitely, creates the curiosity. Then when they taste it, it tastes, as good as what the bottle looks like.
The bottle almost looks indestructible with all
Right.
all it on there.
Yeah,
you
it
drop
looks like
it, you're going to be okay.
Yeah. So we actually hand assemble each bottle. The owner, the top shoulder piece that gets dipped in, acid wash to create the patina. So the plates front and back get screwed together. We hand apply the sticker on the bottom.
Wow.
Sign those. So it's definitely a full process just to create one bottle.
How many bottles are you putting out
We did about a week. We did about 144 bottles just 1 week, and then waited to sell them, and then we'll do another.
That still was running 24/7 at that.
Oh yeah, I mean there's about 4 or 5 of us putting it all together.
That's great.
This is it's an amazing package. So when people are looking for this on the shelf, they're looking for the straight bourbon, the Rust Belt. What's the price point on this?
That one, once it comes out in the stores, is going to be $79.99 plus tax.
Okay.
So hopefully for an April-May release. So right now it's available at the distillery here.
Okay.
You can purchase it here.
Same price here?
Yep, same price.
In Michigan, you got
the state minimums.
State minimum.
Yeah.
All right. No blue light specials.
Unfortunately not. Yeah.
All right, fair play.
This is an amazing gift for somebody.
Oh yeah. Like it's not
just
something that you're cracking open and you're chugging this. You're going to cherish it.
He's not a daily drinker.
No, that's Daddy's special bottle that gets displayed up top.
It's gorgeous. It really is. So the other bottles, the gin and the vodkas, are there special packagings with those as well?
Yeah, the gin, each bottle label gets hand peeled. The owner signs it. We hand apply them. So everything definitely has its unique, process to get it out the door. So everything, is definitely a hands-on, crafted process.
All right. So moving from Rust Belt to the bottled and bond Rust Belt, what's the difference?
Besides the proof?
Yes.
The color. I'm looking at it right now, and I can
bit-
see the color is a little darker.
Got a
I'm
darker
thinking.
amber tint.
Yep.
Is it?
So it's aged twice as long.
Okay.
Same mash bill. Definitely just different animal.
You said 70% corn, 15 rye, and
15 barley.
15 barley.
Yep.
Okay.
And then this one's aged, like I said, twice as long. 100.
Where do you get
Going to Heinz Park and fill up the tote.
Heinz Park is flooded. Rust Belt's brewing.
Right.
People outside of the Metro Detroit area, there's a scenic drive through the west side Detroit suburbs called Heinz Drive. And if there's more than 3 droplets of rain, Heinz Park is flooded.
Yep.
And probably Heinz Drive is kind of a cut through for locals to
little
use
shortcut.
to avoid some of the
scenic
traffic.
route.
Great ice skating in the wintertime.
Up until it floods out. Actually, they've done a pretty good job of fixing the flooding over here.
Yeah. Unless we get a monsoon, then you could jump over an overpass and just dive right in. Yeah.
I've seen a few cars in that.
Yeah.
All right. So same mash bill. aged a little longer.
Both are aged in New American Oak, number 3 char.
Okay.
We get them from Calvin Cooperage in Kentucky.
All right. Already the nose.
Yeah.
Where you at, Matt?
You know, after the first pour that we had, my palate's a little settled at the moment. So I'm not really getting
Can
too.
you hand me that glass with the water? And I'm going to
absolutely
take a little sip before I sip this.
But the I know it's going to be a little bit more spicier. I'm already expecting a little more spice because it's 100 proof.
A lot of people have been picking up, some unique characteristics from this one. Some, baking spice, coconut.
Spice?
Yeah,
say-
bacon.
Okay.
No.
See, I'm like,
did you say bacon?
The power of suggestion. Just as he said that, I'm like, oh, I smell bacon. Oh, I smell coconut.
But it
could be feed.
I know it's going to be a little more on the spicy side. I just have that feeling. I haven't even tasted it yet. I'm just going to predict what I'm going to taste.
There is a leathery aroma there too. There's something. I don't know if it's just the very steampunkosity of the room
In
that
the
we're
atmosphere,
in.
and that's what we pump into the fumes.
Yeah, it's got to have an impact. Is this building? Oh, is there any story on this building, or is
This
it just, just a building?
used to be. It used to be like a pizza burger joint. Sorry, the name is slipping my name.
No, nothing.
good.
It's the haunted bakery or something. No, nothing great like that.
No,
We've been in places that used to be
Come on! You got to make some crap up.
We've been in places that used to be an old dry cleaners. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the all the metal, the wood came from a barn in South Lyon.
Okay.
So they tore that down. So yeah, crazy haunting story that the owner of the barn did hang himself.
Nice.
So he hangs out with me. I'm distilling every
Pun
once in a while.
intended?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making
See,
sure.
that's what I was looking for. That's the story. The next batch, you're gonna write that on the label.
So I just tell Carl, I'm like, hey, I need about 50 more bottles done by the end of the night, and I lock up. Come
thing
back
you
and it's
know.
done.
It's like your own little Rip Van Winkle of bourbon,
Right? All right, so I've
Not Rip
tasted
Van
this.
Winkle.
I have tasted
Rumpelstiltskin
this.
of bourbon.
No,
All right.
Pappy maybe?
No. He does it overnight for him.
Oh.
And I said it's a Rip Van Winkle. No, it's a Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, it's Rumple.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, never mind. I'm just having a conversation with myself over here. You guys keep going.
This is all about you.
I haven't
Jay.
even tasted this one
This is
yet.
all about you anyway.
I
So
haven't even tasted this one yet.
I've
No,
had
I'm gonna
I've
let
tasted this twice, and I'm there's definitely a fruit note to this that I'm definitely getting. I just can't place that fruit note, and my mind went to cherry almost and a little berryish. It went to a berry, a fruit note. Personally, that's where my palate went to.
Yeah. Because I was actually, when you were like, oh, it's going to be hotter. I mean, there is a bit more heat to it.
There's a little more heat, but
There's decidedly more flavor in it, for
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely.
yeah. I typically will get a vanilla feel or a caramel feel, or
Sure.
what have you, but I'm not getting that like as strong as I typically do. So I'm getting more of that fruit.
Have you ever heard of the Kentucky Chew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what do we know? Tell us about the
So
Kentucky
basically,
Chip.
you take a sip of it, and you're just going to swish it all around your mouth. That way, it coats over your entire sensory. Learned that a couple days ago from somebody else. It's like, it makes sense.
Yeah, there's always 3 ways to taste a bourbon. First time, go straight down. Second time, you chew on it a little bit.
Yeah.
And that third time, whatever you want. Really.
I even learned that, you can splash in your hands, but I don't want to, waste the bourbon.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
smell, what was actually used.
Right. And that's part of that documentary that's on Hulu.
Oh, is it?
The gentleman from, I think it's from Makers.
Freddie in Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. And he does that with the tour. He has them put their hands a little on their hands, and they rub their hands together a little bit, and then they smell it.
Fascinating. Who would have
Yeah.
thought, you
Yeah,
can smell the ingredients.
Yeah. From your hands. Mm-hmm. You gotta watch that, Jamie.
That's how I kill, the coronavirus. Just splash a little vodka on the hands.
a little behind the ear.
Yeah,
You're good.
I'm trying to see if there's butterscotch in here. I don't know. There's
I haven't
something.
got a
There's
sky-
something candy,
I see that's
but not
just, I'm still getting the fruit.
not a sweet candy. Well, it could be a fruity candy.
Yeah. Oh, could be. Peppermint maybe or
Getting a little,
cinnamon.
no. Cinnamon, maybe not peppermint, but just like a butterscotch candy, but not super sweet candy.
Yeah, not quite like a Werther's original, but something
Right.
right around there.
And
it's
that
just
is the thing, because the reason that we do this is to get free drinks.
Yeah, of course.
But no, it is we don't. You
You went there.
So, well, a little bit.
This is just for show.
But yeah, it's not really recording it. It's probably better that way. But so we don't really know things. We enjoy spirits and we enjoy bourbons, but we don't really know anything. And so we want to learn from the people who are passionate about it and do it. And so, we read like these reviews and the tasting notes and pencil shavings and saddle leather, and we're like
frogwar, and
Yeah. My palate's not that trained. I can only smell so much in a day.
We are getting better at it.
Yeah.
And so we try to pick things up, but
that's why even
I don't want to sound too douchey.
No, that's why I said the word lignans earlier, and that's stuff that you get from the barrel itself.
Yeah.
We learned that from a gentleman that was all about whiskey and scotch, right? And that was a fun episode. We learn a lot from you guys when we do this, and we just want to share that knowledge with as many people as we can.
And that's what you use unique in every distillery. The Michigan climate, like our bourbon is going to be different than Kentucky. So, things are aging faster, slower.
No, definitely the climate, because where Kentucky sits, it's nice and hot.
Temperate,
It's but it doesn't get as cold in the wintertime. They get down to the 40s, in the wintertime, where we're sitting in the
extremes. Yeah.
So what you find here, what you taste here in Michigan, is going to be very different from what you taste in Kentucky.
Definitely.
So where can people find Rusted Crow spirits?
Majority of our products are available in Myers and Kroger's throughout the state.
Really?
Yeah. The vodka just got picked up in Walmart, pretty much in most of our liquor stores. Nice. I didn't even know Walmart sold liquor until I found out that they have our vodka. I was like, awesome.
All right, new client.
Yeah, right.
I got to cut. There goes all my Walmart jokes.
Is that Walmart's throughout Michigan? Or
yeah, pretty much predominantly in the metro area.
Okay.
And then, slowly we're trying to expand, the footprint, more west, more northwest. And all of our products are available at the restaurant downtown, so you can actually grab a bottle to go.
Is there a spirit finder online that they can go to?
We're working on getting that, that we can list all of our accounts and make it easier to grab a bottle.
Yeah. But really, generally, Metro Detroit and Michigan is kind of the space right now.
Yep.
Are you outside of Michigan yet?
We do have a distributor in Chicago that's online right now, so working on getting into a little more footprint.
People could do it online.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So there's a couple.
Michigan is stupid because you can't do stuff here.
You can order it online in Michigan, but you can't. You have to go pick it up at the store. But if we're out of the state, you can get it shipped to you. Like, it's crazy ass rules.
Laws.
Yeah,
I don't
Stupid
get
laws.
it. I don't do laws.
They're there for a reason.
Rules.
But,
Hey, all right, well, cool. So Metro Detroit area online. If you go to the Rusted Crow website, I'm sure it'll direct you. To the.
You can always shoot us a Facebook message, email, call. We can always point you to where to find a bottle.
Yeah. How long has the place been open up downtown?
I believe we're going on our fourth year now.
Okay.
So time's flying. Open up. Right when the Tigers were going downhill. So that's how I kind of remember.
Yeah, you said you guys are right in the same vicinity in the Midtown area, like LCA.
Yeah. Right in the Kales building, right next to Cliff Bells, Grand Circus Park area.
Yeah, I love the Cliff Bells.
Yeah.
Yeah, a fun little cool jazz place.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So opening day is coming up, so there'll be chaos in there, and it's always fun place to hang out.
We will be down there. Yes.
We will be down. We will be down for opening day. No, I am going to have a cold opening day.
I mean,
all right. So what's on the horizon? Is there projects in the mix, in the works?
Yeah. Once we get this released, then we plan on the two other the wheat whiskey, the rye whiskey.
Well, because this is in the work. This is what is in the works, right?
So
okay.
And then
do you have a whiskey on the market now, or this is it? This is the launch.
The Ginger Devil is the only whiskey on the market. So once it's on there, we'll actually have a bourbon on the market.
Okay,
that's great. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
All right. So this is next. All right.
Yep.
So, tell us about the Ginger Devil. All right. What's the mash bill on that? And
so that is actually our moonshine. So it's 100% corn. Throw it into a barrel, let it sit for 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
With cinnamon, ginger, and graham cracker actually in the barrel.
Oh. Really?
And then dilute it down with a little cinnamon syrup. Sweeten it up. But then she's ready to go.
Wow. I think we need to do just the taste of that one.
Yeah, is it so? The cinnamon is it because you're the cinnamons. You got your Fireball and what's the other cinnamony one?
It's Jack Fire, Hot Damn.
Hot Damn. That's what.
Hot Damn.
So this is much more of a natural, scaled back.
So not a fiery.
Yeah, it's not going to set your hair on fire.
Right.
source 3 different cinnamons, so it's definitely got a natural flavor to it, almost sweetness.
It's not that. It's not a shooter.
Yeah, no.
Okay, it's a sipper, not a shooter.
Yeah, you can shoot it and everything can be shot.
Do you want to walk straight later?
Do you want to try that too? Definitely a different animal compared to the bourbons.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah.
This is podcasting, so we can edit away all we want.
No, I just what a gracious host.
Thank you very much. So Jamie,
yes,
just to go over, if you were to select one of these.
Oh, I do the bottle and bond.
Bottle and bond, yeah, the
Without a
100
doubt.
proof.
Yeah.
There's that sweetness that I just still can't get over, and just how good it really is. It continues to just every time I sip on it, it just continues.
That's half the reason I wanted to really for you to pull it out. I wanted to see the bottle too. These are just the labelings on these. It's just so cool.
Now, are you guys going to do a launch of these here at the tasting room or downtown?
Yeah, this is cooler than I thought. Ginger Devil. There's a voluptuous young lady in red.
So that's the owner's wife, Tiffany. So we slapped on
we'll
the bottle.
Say nicer things.
Yeah, right. PG-13.
Tiffany.
Yeah, it's a very gorgeous.
And the dog
bottle.
Is the dog a family member as well?
No longer with us, but it was his dog.
Right
Yep.
What was the dog's name?
Good-looking pup.
What was that? Griffin? No, Zombie. Sorry.
Zombie. Okay.
All right, so cinnamon flavored
that's the thing
whiskey.
about these family-owned these distilleries. Everything is so family centric.
Yeah.
You have his wife on the bottle. You have your dog on the bottle. It creates just that much more of an experience.
Personal story.
Yeah, and it's so you love it. The ginger spiced cinnamon with an S.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
We're real Punishers, here.
So this is only 35. Hey, dad jokes and puns. That's how I get through my day. So 70 proof at 35%. And this is cinnamon and graham cracker in there. You said.
Yeah.
I knows this, Jamie, and
Yeah.
I can definitely nose that graham cracker.
Oh,
I definitely get that graham
I
cracker.
actually, because you've done this, I think that's where we met. You were doing a tasting at a store, so you get out and you hit the streets, and you're pushing it hard for the company too.
You got
He's
it.
working hard for the money.
Yes, he works hard for the money.
Oh, you can smell the cinnamon.
So hard.
See
for
now,
the money.
smelling it, I'm expecting that hot. I'm expecting that hot cinnamon because it's got that distinctive smell.
Yeah.
No, much more of a dessert, kind of cinnamon
But
taste.
it's got
the
it's
graham
like
cracker is in
it's
there
like a
for sure.
dessert whiskey almost.
Yeah.
You hear breakfast whiskey, dessert
Are there any
whiskey,
floaties in here?
Floaties. this is
hope
not
I-
Goldschlager, dude.
Hope I filtered it all out.
You gotta filter it out.
You know what? If I have to chew on it, that's fine too.
I just love the smell of it.
I shot it.
Yeah.
Wow. It is reminiscent of, my early 20s.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I can definitely see this as a sipper. And an amazing mixer of some sort, too.
Yeah, make some awesome cocktails. Even do some classics with, old fashions if you want to really spice it up a bit.
Yeah. You're an old-fashioned, man.
You want to heat it up as a hot toddy. Real good. Health you up. Clear your sinuses out.
This would be good for, I'm a big skier. I love winter sports. This would be something that I would actually take with me on the mountain.
Yeah.
And sip on it throughout the day.
It's the bottle will be passed around.
Right. That for me is just keeps you warm on the ski lift.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
So for being a moonshine, you're based off of your moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really getting the ethanol on that.
No.
So the flavors in there, it's just really nice and it's really nice and flavorful. And I'm not getting the ethanol. I don't know
I'm not getting
because this is number 3 on the hit parade.
Yeah.
Or but I would taste it. I would still taste it.
Yeah, I don't taste the high sugar that you kind of get in some type of cinnamon type drinks. You're not getting that.
Yeah, we don't want to give you the sugar hangover feel.
No.
We scale that back.
Great. It's a really, really unique. Very unique. I love it.
So the tasting room here is open Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 until about midnight. 2 if people are really partying and hanging out.
Sorry we woke you up to bring you in today.
I know. Rolling out of bed, afternoon.
And then downtown, the restaurant version is open.
Predominantly, every day of the week. Usually closed on Mondays unless there's a sporting or concert event.
Right.
Sure.
Unless Garth Brooks is hitting the stage.
Exactly.
And representing
Forget
Barry
about it.
Sanders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Guys, it's funny.
People are so stupid. Really,
God,
how do you live in Detroit? Go to Ford Field for a show and not get that's at Barry Sanders.
They were college roommates at one point in time.
Really? I didn't know that story.
That's how they're connected. Is Barry Sanders and Garth Brooks were roommates at
That's
one
even
point in
funnier.
time.
I did not know that.
I thought he just picked up a jersey and didn't know
I
who
thought
Barry
he was.
was.
No, serious
they've been
Detroit
friends
pride.
they've been friends for a
Well,
long time.
that's
Okay.
even more so.
Yeah, and that's why
And
he
those
wore
Garth
his
Brooks
jersey.
fans,
Yeah.
I'm not,
I would
enjoy
vote.
his music. I wouldn't call myself a fan. Obviously, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I saw the pictures and they really packed in Ford Field. Like that was a
really-
hell of an attendance.
Yeah. Well, I was supposed to go to the sound check and I missed it.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that, but never mind.
I know. It's at this radio station I work at. We did a sound check party, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll go to that." Saturday show, so early Saturday, and then Friday night, all the people from the station started posting pictures. I'm like, "Oh, son of a bitch, that was tonight." I had my name was on the list to go, and I didn't go.
Where's Mr. Flanagan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's
an idiot boy, and he said, "Oh." I was actually. All right, so the website, what is
Yep. RustedCrow.com.
that? Okay.
And then,
just spelled out, rustedcrow.com.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So in the Metro Detroit area, find it downtown, find it in Dearborn on the weekend, and then find it online, rustedcrow.com.
And I did see, and I started to bring this up so late, but you have live music here
We
next
have,
to the stills.
Yep, right next to the stills, usually when they're not running. So we usually have live music Friday and Saturdays. Sometimes every other week comedy show. We just actually had one last weekend. Sold the place out. So you have a lot of cool things going on.
Excellent. Anything on the horizon that you want to talk about on a certain date?
Nothing I could think of.
Fair play.
Don't have any unique parties, any releases, but always stay tuned to our social media.
Do you rent the space out for if someone wanted to?
Yeah, if you want to have
a little birthday party.
Definitely
Get,
birthday party.
Jimmy's birthday party. Get the clowns in here.
baby shower, whatever you want to do. Diaper parties.
But this would be a nice place to have a nice little soiree if someone was doing it.
It's always funny that one of our employees from downtown was having our baby shower here, and I walked in to start distilling. I was like, "Well, I guess I'm not working today."
Oh,
They got diapers full of
Next
baby
thing you know.
food.
Yeah.
Okay, what type of poop is this?
Exactly. Shenanigans.
Awesome. Well, Andrew, thank you for having us out. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for the generous pours.
Cheers so much.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.